So we talk about F1 2020 being the greatest Codemasters F1 game of all time. And yes, it's fantastic and phenomenal. But what if I told you that the game right before it actually did some things better? Things that the series hasn't done since. Things we don't talk about because they've been forgotten, because they've been overshadowed. F1 2019, it's a game that's been swallowed by time, but if you slow down, load it up again, you'll see that it was a stepping stone to create something special, and it was special in its own right. And so this is a story about the F1 game that everyone forgot about, F1 2019. In F1 2019, Codemasters brought perhaps their biggest feature in a long time. They brought Formula 2, and it wasn't just a side mode, it was incorporated fully into your career in a much more dramatic fashion than it's ever been even since. It was there at the beginning of the career mode in a short way. Some people might find it cringy, but I loved it. It actually mattered. You had rivals, you had context, and your choices affected how your relationships in F1 were. Lucas Weber and Devin Butler were there, and they weren't just background characters, they actually became rivals with history. Win or lose in F2, you suddenly have this immersive story that continues because those guys would show up in F1. So were you always wrecking Devin Butler? Now you have this rivalry with him headed into F1. Did you beat him in did he beat you in the championship? Well, now it's your time for redemption in F1, and you'd have your whole career mode with them there. So it was this incredibly immersive environment that Codemasters created with Devin Butler and Lucas Weber there in the background. And as you're in the career mode, there's something really special about 2019 because it exists in this very small period of time for Codemasters. F1 2018 had this driver career mode, similar to 2019, but there were no driver transfers. While in F1 2020, career mode was revamped, my team took the focus, driver career mode lost a lot of features. And so 2019 had the best version of driver career mode, but also had the driver transfers that make it super immersive and really allow you to craft the story of your career. And what makes 2019 a step above 2020 in terms of driver career mode was that contracts actually mattered. You'd have an opportunity, if you did well, to ask for more resource points for you. You could even upgrade your pit stops, so your performance on the track mattered, because your contract was very important, and a good contract would allow you to do even better, so your success could build upon success, so you really had this motivation to try. It felt like every race the team principal was judging you. Every race you could get fired, every race you could have consequences. It just felt so immersive in the life of an F1 driver. And so those are just things off the track. On the track, the immersion is fantastic, because F1 2019 really shines with the AI. The AI actually are really aggressive with each other. They fight each other, they go for risky moves, they challenge you into the corners. F1 2020 is great, but the AI just feel too docile. They don't feel aggressive enough. It feels like they don't really make as much moves against each other, and it feels like they kind of let you just go past them, and they're way too hesitant at trying to overtake you. But F1 2019, their aggression is so fun to race against, and it feels so immersive and realistic. You can actually have wheel-to-wheel battles in this game that felt like you were racing a real person, and it was really satisfying offline experience. You didn't need to go online at all in this game. And the whole presentation was actually a step above even F1 2020. And one of the ways it was is simply that there was commentary in every session. Practice, you would hear the commentators. Qualifying, you would hear the commentators. And of course, pre-race, you'd hear the commentators. And I also feel like my engineer talked to me more here in F1 2019, and in the game since he's talked less and less. I think back in the time people found him annoying, but I like having that constant chatter in my ear. You can feel really isolated just driving around if it's a long race and you're just in the middle between overtakes. So having that race engineer there makes you feel, helps you stay focused and feel like you're part of a team. So why did we forget it? Well, F1 2020 came along mid-pandemic, had driver input, had handling that was fantastic, and my team felt revolutionary, which it was, but it caused F1 2019 to be forgotten, and it marked the end of something. It marked the end of a classic career mode where you were just a driver, not a team principal. This career mode that wouldn't come back until 2024, but just not done as well because of the on-track experience. So F1 2019 is still this special, odd one out, where it has some of the new features, so it's too new to be retro, but it's too old to be current, and so people, I think, overlook it as not a classic, but not as a modern great to play now, but I still love it. F1 2019 has heart, it has ideas that are great, and design choices that were really smart, and AI that are still so fun and realistic to race. There is no gimmicks, nothing. And hey, I didn't even mention the classic cars. This is a fantastic game. If you're someone who values immersion and story and agency in your game, you'll feel it too. So, F1 2019 might not be the most remembered F1 game, but it might just be the most personal. So I'll actually be looking back on more F1 games like F1 2020, 21, 22. So if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe, and while you're there, hit that like button. Would appreciate it a lot. Thanks for watching.